was always times, there was always been that, that I was afraid to go and ask. Because people are mean, Sandy. They are mean.
My name is Natasha Cuellar, and I grew up in Honduras.
Oh, your face is you leaving, but I guess that's true too. Don't forget me, I beg. I remember.
Queerness is not simply sexual identity or sexual practices. It speaks to cultural practices that reconstruct the space of heteronormativity.
When I first came to this country, I felt like I was no one. I felt mute. I felt deaf. I felt like I had nowhere to go. And it was really hard at the beginning.
For many Chicanas, our identification as women, that is, as complete women, comes from the belief that we need to be connected to a man. Ridding ourselves of this parasitic identification is not always easy. Vying for a man's attention compromises our own personal and intellectual development. We exist in a patriarchal society that undervalues women.
First of all, I married this man who did not let me go to school, who did not want me to learn English. He would not let me go to work. I had to stay home. I felt like I was being oppressed because I had no choice. I had no voice. I was at the beginning. I felt like I felt like I was mute.
First of all, Latino women are not acknowledged in this society. We're not acknowledged even in Latino society unless we have money and unless we fit a certain aesthetic, which means white and classically attractive. So for most of us, within our communities and within our families, the only place that we have a sense of place, which therefore is a sense of self and a sense of security, is with the family.
The way I was raised is that a woman should stay with her husband, no matter what. She has to stay, even if she has problems. She has to fix the problems. And number one thing is to raise her family, her kids, with a father and a mother.
And living is without you. I can't live.
An open diaspora is one where immigrant subjects remake themselves and fashion new kinds of cultural identity by drawing on more than one cultural repertoire.
Even though I'm far away from home, from my homeland, when I came to this country, I got a piece of every culture or every country's culture. For example, I marry a Mexican man and I picked a little bit of his culture and got into mine. I made it into my own culture. And not only that, but also I made different cultures, like different countries, South America, Central America, different countries from Central America. And to me, at this point, my culture is not just my country, it's the whole, the United States. Okay, then I realized that I need to move on and leave my husband and become a better person and do something better for my life and for my children. And that's when I started to learn English.
I was unskilled at the language of survival.
Because now I did not have this oppressor. And I started going to school. And even though I could not go to college, I started to taking classes. I started taking English 1, English 2. And then I felt like I know the language. And I felt like, oh, now it is the time for me to get a better job, to give my children a better future. But I was wrong. Because I found more obstacles on my way, more stones in my way.
As you move away from family for whatever reason, you find yourself lost, disconnected, afraid, rejected by society, working 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times as hard as a white person to do whatever it is that you're doing.
And what were those obstacles?
I noticed that I could not do anything. I could not succeed.
When it came to work or when it came to your personal life?
When it came to my personal life, when it came to my work field, because now it wasn't only because I was a woman. Now it was because I was a Latina with an accent. And because of my accent, nobody would take me serious. Nobody would think that I had the potential. Nobody think that I was capable. Not only I was, that I'm capable of doing what any Anglo can do. And I've been discriminated because I'm a woman and because I have an accent.
Pronunciation divided the two worlds. Teachers rejected Spanish phonetics. They taught me to enunciate strange foreign sounds. The sounds had migrated from east to west a century earlier. Sounds which imposed authority, sounds which brutalized names, towns, words, street signs, life that was here 300 years before Anglo invasion.
And it's really sad because this country is a country of immigrants, of women and men, and everybody should be equal. It doesn't matter if we're a man or we're a woman. We all have a potential to do any type of job because we are very smart. And it makes me feel sad because they mistreat me. And they make me feel like I'm some stupid person, that I don't know anything. And the saddest thing is they don't know. And I tell them, I went to college in my country. I am an educated person, more than any Anglo in this country. All I need is one chance to show my potential and tell them and show them how capable I can be.
So were there any opportunities in the workplace that arose?
Yes, sadly, not long ago, I had a chance to grew up in my company, and I couldn't do it because of my accent. I applied for this position, and in my company, you have the right to grow up in this company. If you're within the company, if you apply, you can get the job. And sadly, I did not get the job. A white person got the job. And it makes me really sad because they know, my company knows, that I'm capable of doing it. Because it's pretty much what I'm doing right now. But the other job was with more pay. and with more opportunities to grow upper. But they gave it to somebody else that wasn't even in the company. So I know for a fact that it is because I have an accent and because I'm a woman.